Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
Break it down like this.
Hello, Internet. Gino, that Guido Greco here again with another episode of Deep Listens. And today, we've played Death Stranding, a Hideo Kojima production from the mind of Hideo Kojima. Joining me, as always, to discuss all things video games, Pete Busby. How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing pretty good, I would say. Solid. Strong. I'm not on the beach yet. I know I talk about this a lot. You know, I know I bring it up at every available opportunity, but we need to talk about sand.
Okay. Please tell me about sand. What kind? Gypsum?
All the sand.
Silica?
All the sand.
Okay.
But this is from a UN report from 2022, so I can only imagine it's gotten worse. According to the UN, this is the UN, we use 50 billion tons of sand and gravel each year. That's enough to build a wall 27 meters wide and 27 meters high around the entire planet. It's the second most used resource worldwide after water. Sand is super important.
What are we using it for, mostly?
We're using it for everything. I mean, obviously for glass. We use it for construction, for making concrete. It's in cleaning agents and abrasives. It's in so much stuff.
Well, good thing we can just continue destroying rocks to make more of it forever, right?
But no, according to the UN at least, it's like oil. It's like a naturally occurring resource that takes millions of years to create.
Well, that's bad.
Uh-oh.
Better get these recycling plants working better.
There's a sand shortage?
There's sand mafias in India
Whoa.
that like kill for sand because the
Holy
industry
shit.
is so valuable.
Are you making things up? Are these lies?
Look, whether or not we can believe the UN, I'll let Trump decide. But they're
Oh.
definitely talking about sand.
You sure this isn't
see.
Dune?
They
This
didn't
sounds
mention
like
melange.
a game we played.
They didn't mention melange once, so I think we're okay.
Okay, they said sand, not spice.
Yes.
Okay. That voice of disbelief you heard earlier is the mistress of games herself, M. Palladino. How you doing, M?
Hello. I'm doing all right. Oh, I should do my regular lead in here.
Yeah, your regular lead-in. You always do.
I'm trying to be more consistent with it. Hello, I am M Palladino. You can find me on the internet everywhere at GameMakerM. You can find the games that I've made on itch.io, which has sort of sorted out the not safe for work thing that I talked about on last episode. Sort of. I mean, people have been doing a calling campaign to several of the payment processors, and it's looking like it's sort of getting better, but there have been a lot of things that are still in limbo. So they're working on it. So you can get my games. They're all free now because I decided I didn't want to make itch any money while they're sorting this stuff out. You can play my horror game.
What's its name?
Darkest Hour, a horror tabletop RPG. It's I think it's pretty good. I mean,
I
got
hear
about-
it's even darker than just Dark Hour, so that's why I like it.
yes, it is about defeating a haunting of some sort over the course of one night, and depending on what time of the night it is, you have different abilities that can activate. So I like it, and people seem to be downloading it for some reason.
Good.
So check it out.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It could be you, listener.
Yeah, you could do it. Also, I'm on Blue Sky, where I'm posting fairly often a variety of things at Game Maker M, the letter M, death.bsky.social, which
Speaking of,
we now have a blue sky.
we do. You can get in touch with the show at deeplistenspodcast.bluesky.social.
Does
Deeplistens.libsyn.com. We have our
Does
comment
Elon
sections.
know about this?
What'd you
Is he
say?
okay with this?
Have we cleared this with Mr. Musk?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is Elon all right with this?
Probably not.
I don't think
It would
so.
probably make him mad if you followed us there.
All right, that's
Yeah.
even more reason to do it, everybody.
And you can also email the show, deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. So, 2 different ways to get in touch with the show now. We've got a social media again, and we're posting whenever new shows come up. And M, you and I both have access to it. Pete, we'll get
Yes.
you access. You know how to do social media stuff.
I haven't started to mess with it yet, but once we have
Nominally.
this show, yeah.
Nominally, I'm
gonna-
a social media expert, but
Oh, really?
don't tell my company that.
You can also support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. At the $1 tier, you get access to our Discord, where you can talk to the host of the show and of the off-week shows and of the fellow members of the community, of which there are many. At the $3 tier, you get access to the OG Soncast. Pete, what are you watching on that thing?
We
Our
are
anime
watching.
podcast.
Yeah. We are watching Afro Samurai next. Both the show and the movie, if you're so inclined.
Excellent.
Woo.
And if we get to 60 patrons, we are audibling. We were going to do Walden a game, but because we've started Death Stranding, we've decided, actually, you know what a good 60 sub goal is? Finishing Death Stranding. Because we did finish it. We got pretty far in, each of us different depths into this game. Em said that she would have to be paid to put up with my whining about this game. Spoilers for how the discussion of this game might go. So we would probably need more subs to justify playing Death Stranding further. Death Stranding, if we hit 60. If you're listening to this right now, you're interested in Death Stranding, you could just go to the OG Soncast here and make us, that counts as 2 people for the purposes of our counting of subs. And then we would have to finish this game. Beloved Hideo Kojima production, Death Stranding. 1. Not the second one, the first one. But if you got in at the $1 tier or the $3 tier, you'd get access to the Discord, like I said, which could land you on the Discord report.
The Discord report. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. This week on the Discord, someone has gotten into Yu-Gi-Oh! Who could that be?
Dear Lord, it's not me, is it?
I hope not.
Oh, thank God.
I streamed Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I cover card games for my streams. And that's one I haven't played since I was a wee child. And user on the Discord, Yatsu, who is often on the community endurance run, been around a while. He is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Expert, and so he taught me the ways of the blade. I don't think I want to play any more Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
I don't think I like Yu-Gi-Oh!
I was going to say someone got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And then within the 2-week time span that between shows, got out of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, you play Yu-Gi-Oh!, correct, Em?
I dabble. I mean, I work in a store that does it as one of its like major card games. So yeah, I got Master Duel so that I could know what people were talking about when they're looking for specific things. And I don't play it in any like professional capacity. I'm not like doing tournaments or anything, but I know my way around a deck.
You could special summon a thing or two.
Yeah, I could do a pendulum summon if you ask me.
So if you don't have the heart of the cards, you at least have let's say the liver of the cards.
Yeah, donated kidney of the cards or something.
Spleen of the cards.
Yeah.
I
So you could take it out if you don't.
If it
Don't
ain't
want
working for you. If the bile becomes too much.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a card game. But I came up Magic the Gathering. That is the card game that I am most familiar with. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Rejects two really central things that Magic design takes as canon. You don't want to power creep constantly. And even that, Magic's been worse about recently than in years past. And when I say power creep, you don't want to print cards that are just strictly better than other cards, making your older cards invalid. You want to try and keep things somewhat balanced. And you also don't want to just constantly need to ban things, generally speaking. Yu-Gi-Oh! Seems to be a game where they said, what if our new mechanic just invalidated the previous ones, but not enough, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game about killing your opponent in a single turn, and they've been making decks with that as their goal, or like their power floor, for like, what, 10 years or more at this point? So there's still a lot of old decks lying around that are capable of killing someone in one turn. So you can play decks that are not the best decks. They'll be worse, but if your opponent is playing one of the better decks and they just don't draw well, you can still clobber them. And that's just it's a game where 90% of the game happens in the first turn or two, and the interactivity might be one opportunity in the entire game for you to take a gameplay action. If you go second, sometimes that's meaningful. You could take gameplay actions that are fruitless, but that's sometimes you just don't get to play the game meaningfully. And you get to watch your opponent combo kill you for 5 minutes.
So let me ask, Yu-Gi-Oh's I know nothing of card games for the most part. Yu-Gi-Oh's actually the one I do know the most about. It's still being very little. But one thing that's always bothered me about Yu-Gi-Oh, especially in its later days, is the sheer volume of text on the cards. Like it's a treatise to understand what any of them do. Is that the same for Magic?
No, generally speaking. There are outlier cards, but most Magic cards are infinitely more parsable than a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Magic has a different syntax that it uses for its cards, where it's a little bit less wordy. But Yu-Gi-Oh has a lot of rules text that needs to clarify that things happen once a turn. Things can only affect certain cards. They do have a version of it where the cards are a little easier to understand and they cut out a lot of the extraneous stuff. But it is not a hotly played version of the game currently. So yeah.
Yeah, they're incredibly verbose.
Yeah, they're working on it, sort of.
I mean, working on it in that they're making cards bigger and more complex.
I mean, they have the Rush Duel version, which sort of just keeps it to like a line of when you can summon a card, the requirements to do it, and what it does when you play it. So, but Rush Duel is just like a mode of an alternate mode of playing the game, which requires all different cards, and you can't even play it on Master Duel. You have to go to the other one, Duel Links, to play that, which is the mobile version.
There's one mobile version of this card game where the cards are not 100 words on a tiny piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have pretty significantly bounced off the game. It is, I mean, it's all combo decks. It's combo decks all the way down, and every deck
wouldn't
is
you
just
play your combo?
Just all searching. We're just searching, and then we're comboing, and then we're just watching someone take these endless turns. Endless turns, Pete. That was also my obsession of the week. I'm not going to say other things. That I played it. I did it. I got dual level 13 and whatever the current event is. I got to gold. I'm okay at that game. I just It's not for me. It's for other people. Other people who want their card games to be more like filing taxes. All right, so without further ado, time to discuss Death Stranding. You did this. What is it? What's
Well,
Death Stranding?
I mean, in order to understand Death Stranding, we have to start way earlier. Um, Hideo Kojima was born in the Setagawa ward of Tokyo on August 24th, 1963. He has two older siblings. His father was a pharmacist who frequently traveled for business and named his son Hideo, as it was the most common name among the doctors he met. He moved with his family to Osaka at the age of 4. He later described the stage of his early life as an abrupt change of environment that led him to spend much of his time thereafter indoors, where he would watch television or make figurines. His parents were passionate about cinema, especially European films, horror, and westerns, and began a nightly tradition of watching a film with their children, who were not allowed to go to bed until the film had finished. His parents also did not limit the types of films the children were allowed to see, regardless of content. Hideo took an interest in filmmaking when a friend brought a Super 8 camera to high school and began making films together, charging other children 50 yen to see them. He tricked his parents into funding a 4-day trip to an island off the coast of Japan without telling them that he was going there because he wanted to use it as a filming location. However, he instead spent his time there swimming and changed the film's plot to be about zombies on the final day, as his idea would be quicker to shoot. He did not show the film to his parents. By Kojima's teenage years, the family had moved to the city of Kawanishi, Hyogo. When he was 13 years old, his father died, and his mother died in early 2017. In interviews, he has discussed the impact of his father's death and the subsequent financial hardship faced by his family. He studied economics at university, where he decided to join the video game industry. He wrote fiction while studying, even including a short story in his thesis. So, why do we start by reading the early life section on Kojima's Wikipedia page? Because this is probably the most Kojima game we've ever played, and that is going to color our discussion completely. Death Stranding is a game where you are playing as Norman Reedus, who has taken on the role of Sam Porter Bridges, who is doing deliveries across a ruined American landscape to make sure people have like magazines and
Semen.
pharmaceuticals and semen and all sorts of things that you have to carry on your back, and also there are invisible monsters all around, and those are pretty bad. And yeah, that's
Yeah, you're just carrying stuff. Carry random stuff from one part of the map to another part of the map, and you
Yep.
get the ability to make ladders and ropes, and you can build bridges. Okay, Sam Porter Bridges
Mhm.
and build bridges to connect people.
Well, here's the thing. Starting with the fact that his name is Sam Porter Bridges, it
Yep.
seems as though in this world of future, like post-apocalypse, there's like just naming yourself after the thing you work for or where you live becomes standard. So he is a porter and he works for the company Bridges, which intends to build bridges across America, I guess, or what remains of America, the UCA, the United Cities of America.
You
Yeah.
see, they're not just building bridges physically, they're also building emotional bridges because people have
Whoa.
become atomized in this post apocalypse.
Because everyone is living underground in these bunkers. Some of them are like whole cities underneath the ground. And then some of them are like one person who is a doomsday prepper, who's like, oh man, I finally get to live in my my hut out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's all that's
So
left of the landscape is nothingness and these little holes that people live in.
should we start with let's start with the mechanical piece because it's going to take us a lot to unpack the story as
Mhm.
such as it is. Um, so did you enjoy sorting cargo on your little man and making it so that Norman Reedus doesn't fall down?
Oh, honestly, yes. I guess this is
Mm,
coming from the person who picked the game Unpacking. So,
mhm.
very sort of similar vibes. I enjoyed both packing things efficiently, so Porter would not fall over. I refer to him by his title. I also enjoyed packing things terribly, so Porter would fall over. It was very funny to watch him stumble around. So, in all honesty, yes, I did enjoy it, but it did not need to be a, I don't know, conservatively 40-hour game of it.
I mean, I hit the Y button on my controller and that sorts it automatically based on weight.
You
So
fraud.
I don't deal with it at all.
As do I. I hit triangle and then it auto sorts, and that allows me to do that. Uh, this game, true to Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid roots, it does not play like other action adventure games. You have to press the L2 and R2 buttons to steady yourself. You can press L2 to pull on your backpack with your left hand and R2 to pull on your backpack with your right hand. And if you hold both, Sam Porter Bridges will brace himself so that he can hold his backpack more steady. So you move slightly faster if you are not braced, but you are less stable, so he can fall over and just pratfall and cause all of his items to fly off of him whenever he trips. Um, you have a scanner that lets you know the topography of the land around you that you're just going to constantly ping so that you can know what is difficult terrain and what is not if it's not obvious. Um, have a have a baby.
Yeah. Or BB.
Tell me about breach babies, Em. What does BB
Mm.
do mechanically?
So the BB is a little baby. You got it on a tank on your chest. And in order to see the BTs, which are the beach things, which are usually invisible, you need a BB who can like do the scan for you. Uh, they are, I'll read my little glossary section here. BB, also known as bridge babies, infants who were ripped out of their mother's wombs prematurely and establish a trance connection with operatives. They are connected to the world of the dead and can sense BTs as a result. Um, and BTs are the invisible monsters that will show up when it rains. Also, raining is not really rain; it's more of a
It's
time
timefall.
fall. Time fall is rain that has taken on the new properties post stranding, aging anything it touches. Once timefall interacts with something inorganic, it becomes water. So if you are touched by timefall, you will age rapidly. Uh, but there are little weird uh, tardigrade things that you can eat to deal with that. Uh, I got down the rabbit hole. BTs, they're bad, and if they show up, then you gotta like hold your breath and walk slowly and try not to get noticed by them. You have your little mechanical hand that is on your shoulder, and it will light up and point towards BTs that your BB senses. Uh, and if you get caught by one, it sends you to the shark zone.
Where you
Did
get
you get?
attacked by Ooze whales.
Yeah.
Whales made of ooze with squid mouths, kind of.
Yes. It is a. There are 3 different types of BTs. There are gazers, which are the ones that like are zooping around when timefall is happening. There are hunters that are the like they just look like human bodies coming out of tar that try to pull you down. And then there are catchers, which are the like shark whale looking things that try to catch you. And if they catch you, you will explode.
Okay, so before we discuss the explode and all of these endless, endless, endless vocabulary words, if you encounter a BT, what means do you have to fight such things? Certainly, it must be some kind of Ghostbuster gun, or maybe they're unfightable. You know, you can't even fight these things. They're supernatural beings from the other side. How could we fight them? With
Sure.
what?
You would typically use your blood or urine.
Cool.
Oh, you use your shit and your piss
Yeah.
and
Why?
your blood.
Almost.
Why does this work on them?
Because you, the porter, have dooms, which is an acronym, but I'm not sure if they ever explain what the acronym stands for. Dooms is some sort of blood poisoning that lets you. Well, you have different levels. At level 1, you can vaguely sense BTs around. At level 2, you can see them. At higher levels, you can start to teleport, control matter, control the BTs, jump back and forth from the afterlife. You're basically a superhero at that point. But for the Dooms infected, or at the very least for Porter, who might have a special Dooms variant, is blood and other bodily fluids. I'm not sure all bodily fluids. There's a notable one they don't address, but at least a few of his bodily fluids are doom or are BT repellent. So
Or
you're
killing.
basically the
His
version
blood
of
kills
Q.
them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like his piss and shit and his bathwater.
Yeah.
Before Sydney Sweeney was selling her bathwater, Norman Reedus was canning his bathwater for science to defeat the BTs.
And just sending it around. It's like if we think about how Porter could make the most contribution to this society, it would just be taking constant showers. He would never deliver anything. He would just shower all day long, and they would just send his bathwater around so other people could fight BTs.
It would just be giving him blood transfusions. He would eat it. He would be eating a high iron diet and basically always be on an IV.
Yeah.
No, instead he's running around single-handedly delivering semen and eggs and
Not his
magazines.
own. Not he's not delivering his own.
Yeah, let me
He's-
ask too.
It's in a box.
So Porter, Hank, if I may, he's afraid of physical contact with other
Mhm.
people. Is that because he's worried about triggering an explosion? Or is it like they say DOMS eventually lets you or makes you develop phobias? Is this just the phobia he's developed?
Pete, I think you're failing to note something about Sam Porter
Sure.
Bridges. His name is Sam Porter Bridges. He needs to build bridges, but his name
It's hard
before he
for
was
him.
Sam Porter Bridges, his last name was Strand. You see,
Oh.
Ooh.
and a strand, it could be, like a thread, and if you put multiple threads together, you can make a rope or a knot, and that's a connection. But he's just one strand. You see, so he doesn't like talking to people because Hideo Kojima is the world's least subtle fucking human being. Everything has to be named exactly what it is, and then he has to explain to you, oh, like question you just asked. Oh, is he afraid of contact because of the dooms? No, he's afraid of contact because his name's Sam Porter Bridges and his original name was Strand. He needs to go from being a person who's alone to being a person who connects people. It's all right there, surface level. And we can go into the technicality, but just assume that it was all reasoned backwards from I named these characters these things.
Got it. Yeah, it makes perfect sense now that you explain it that way.
It's all reasoned backwards. Like I'm sure that he's got some unique disease that makes it so that if he hugs, he gets, I don't know, it raises his body temperature, and so he doesn't like it. Like that's Hideo Kojima's stuff. Like do you remember? Is it Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5? That the
Yes.
sniper lady?
Yeah. hmm
And
Yeah. Why does Quiet need to have her skin exposed?
why does she
Be-
need to wear bikinis all the time?
yeah, because she breathes through her skin.
Yeah, so
Uh,
Hot.
which
it
is
would be suffocating her if she wore
nonsense.
clothes. Do you want her to die of suffocation? No, she has to wear this bikini. It's always reasoned backwards from what Hideo Kojima wants this person to be.
You will regret your words and deeds when you find out why.
And that
It's
was
also
his famous quote was, once people find out why she's in a bikini, they'll realize that they were actually being very unreasonable by thinking that decision was not purely based on the world, as though he didn't make up the rules.
it's also one of the clumsier like video game resurrection explanations I've seen since at least Assassin's Creed, maybe Prince of Persia. But they're just like, oh, he's a repatriate. He just comes back to life when he dies. That's
What's
what
a
he does.
repatriate?
It's basically what I just said. Repatriate, which it seems like, at least so far, Porter's the only one. Is somebody who just comes back to life after they die, after creating a nuclear explosion with their dead body first, of course.
How does he come back to life?
They grab some ropes or some shit. It's all ropes. Anytime you need an explanation for this game, it's ropes.
Uh-huh. Why is it all ropes?
He's
Well, you see, I don't
he's
know if we've
Strand.
mentioned. Yeah, I don't know if we've mentioned this,
Uh,
but the United States has been fragmented, and we need to
mhm.
create connections. Connections
Right.
through ropes. Ropes that make knots. Knots that tie us together.
hmm What's a chiral knot?
I swear to God, I'm gonna vouch out my own ears.
Like
It's an internet node, more or less.
it's an internet
Oh.
node. Yeah, like this world. Let's just go to the story stuff because the gameplay's fucking dull as shit. Like you're just walking around carrying objects and occasionally building physical tools to get over stuff.
I'm
Sometimes you get a
spraying you with the
vehicle.
bottle. Just calm down. Calm down. Rein it in.
Sometimes you walk over a river. Sometimes you build a bridge over the river. Sometimes you have to climb rocks. Sometimes you have a ladder. You're just walking from one place to another, delivering objects. Gameplay, does it change very much? I mean, it hasn't changed very much from how far in I've gotten. I've gotten up to chapter 3. I've done some missions for Fragile. She's a lady, and she's fragile. She doesn't like
Not
being
that
touched.
fragile.
What's up with fragile?
She's
got an-
she's old from the neck down.
Yeah. She got caught in time fall and her body below the neck got aged rapidly. So she's an old woman from the neck down, and but she looks like what's her name? Shoot, who's the actress who
Playing her.
plays her? Yeah, Lea Seydoux, from the neck up. She's pretty good at the role, I think.
Which makes sense because you basically only see her from the neck up for the most part.
hmm Except for all those times she's in your shower when you wake up.
I haven't gotten that. She's
Oh,
just
well.
not shown up in my shower as of yet.
Well,
It
wait
happens
till a
once in a
dead
while.
man will too.
Of course.
Should
We gotta talk about all
discuss-
these characters.
Yeah, should we discuss all of the different celebrities that Hideo Kojima has hired so that he can pal around with them?
Sure.
Sure. Your Porter's played by the jerk from Walking Dead.
Norma Reedus.
Yep. He comes around in Walking Dead. He's not always a jerk. Yeah.
He is in it. Mads Mikkelsen is in it.
Yep.
I like a lot, actually.
Mads Mikkelsen of Hannibal fame. Who else? Guillermo del Toro is Dead Man. Although his voice is someone else. He like scanned his body and then needed someone else to actually say the lines. Who else? Lea Seydoux is fragile.
Troy Baker is
Oh yeah, Troy Baker shows
Biggs.
up. Yep.
We did not get to it. At least I didn't see them in it, but apparently Conan O'Brien is in this game too.
What?
Yeah, there's some like guest people who are random, like people you have to deliver to.
Tommy Earl Jenkins is Die Hardman. Although he has a like scary ass skull mask on for, I think, the whole game. I don't know if we ever see his face, or
So
at least as far as I've played.
Yeah, I'm the farthest in.
Mhm.
Comes to me, and it has
Good
made
job.
me absolutely furious. Furious that so far not a single person has pointed out that his name is Die Hard Man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the knowledge of Die Hard has just been lost in this universe, like so much else crucial in American history. But I'm furious every time they mention his name.
Why is his name Die Hardman?
It's hard to kill.
Yeah, I
Because
assume.
he's also a repatriate, so he could also come back from death.
Perfect.
So he's hard to kill.
Excellent. Yep.
Dead man.
I
He
assumed it was
works
something
with
that
corpses.
dumb. There's more to. Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh no, is he also dead?
Mm.
Oh man, I would hate for him to. I would hate for the guy named Dead Man to be dead. I would hate for the guy named Heart Man to have something to do with hearts. It sure would suck if Mama was a mother.
Mm.
Oh, have you met Mother in real life, Pete? At the point you're at?
Mama, you
Oh,
mean?
I thought you meant my
Mama.
real life. I was very
No,
confused for a second. Yes, I've had the interaction with in the flesh
Okay.
Mama in game.
Yeah. Mama is I don't think we can talk about it in this episode because I haven't played this part. Gino definitely hasn't played this part. She's got some stuff with her going on.
Her story's the most gibberish of all of them. It is nuts.
Uh-huh. Can you tease a little bit without spoiling it? Or is it
It's like
impossible?
I'll give a reference that I think probably few of our listeners are going to to get. But it's like if you took Beloved, Toni Morrison's incredible magnum opus, and fed it through Grok, out the other side you get something close to Mama's story. And then add in a twin for no necessary reason.
Whoa.
That sounds like something Hideo Kojima would do.
Yeah.
Read something that someone else wrote way better and then misinterpret it 7 times over and then put his name on it.
Hideo Kojima kind of is the Grok of video games at this point. He's kind of just looking at a Wikipedia page, kind of getting the gist of what's going on, and then like spitting out something on the other end.
It's about connection.
It's about connection. So everything should be named a not something, not city.
That is one of the. So this is supposed to take place in America. You start in basically DC area, and instead of it being Washington DC, it is capital not city. Everything is not ANOT.
Everything.
They're all knots. The towns are all named not. So it's almost impossible to remember which one's which, because they're all named the same. And because they're all named the same, you know, they all look the same also, for the most part, when you get there. Because the part that would be interesting is underground. So they're just basically bunkers that you walk into and then see holograms of people. All of your rooms that you go to look the same, too. So they did a great job building those assets that they reuse, but it means that most of this world has no character. Or I shouldn't say it has no character. The way I should say it is, it bears no resemblance to the country that is being invoked constantly by this game.
Yeah.
The entire East Coast, which you spend, I would say, what, the first fourth of the game or so? Working your way
Mm,
from DC to, like, Mississippi,
something like that.
I would guess. And you're supposed to be walking this, like, this is a hyper-compressed map. It doesn't actually, cover that sort of distance. But would you believe, Pete, what country do you think the environment of this game was inspired by?
Um,
A game that's
I mean,
set very deliberately in America.
Mhm.
yeah, it's all rocks and like flowing green hills. So I
Mhm.
mean, it's like parts of Ireland, maybe some sort of Scandinavian country I'm unfamiliar with. It's sure as hell not America, because you
Yeah.
spend a lot of time in the Midwest, and I didn't see any corn. And there damn
He
sure would have been corn.
he it looks like he like looked at Iceland and was like, "Damn,
Yeah.
that's cool." And then was like, "What if America is like that?" Because he doesn't know anything about America.
Also, I don't know if, I mean, this could just be video game logic, but you travel
Mhm.
across the entirety of, or at the very least, you travel over half of America in like 2 deliveries of
Yeah.
not that long. I don't know
Yes.
how wide he thinks America is either.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to point out because the actual like distance you're traveling, I don't know how he figures the like math for that. But I don't think he knows how big America is.
Like
Uh,
5,000 miles, 4,000 miles. It's huge.
yeah. But you can do that in like, you can walk that is what he's thinking in like, I don't know. How long do you think getting to the other side is in days?
Human days.
Like
Yeah.
I
for
mean, you could
me
go
or for
from.
Porter?
I think you
For
can walk from.
for
Go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
I don't think it's ever night.
it
Do I
isn't.
recall seeing the night?
I don't think it ever I don't think it has a day-night cycle, which is seems like a weird oversight for a game that is this devoted to verisimilitude, I guess.
Yeah, they really like
Um,
modeling Norman Reedus's ass and pissing and
mm,
shitting. They didn't spend as much time on night.
uh-huh. Forgot about Nate. Didn't didn't even occur to us to put Night in there. Which happens sometimes. Every day,
Well, not in
even.
this world. Since the chiral event,
Yeah.
night just doesn't happen anymore. Because now, when it rains, it makes you old. Rain makes
Yeah.
you old.
Uh, it seems as though he thought about like how big Japan is, and it's like it's probably about the same, right? It's probably like you could go from
Close.
one end to the other in like
He's like,
yeah.
America's famous for its high-speed rail system. I'm sure that gets them across the country very quickly too.
Mm.
I'm just so. If you went to the trouble of setting a game such that your main character is the son of the last president of the United States,
Uh-huh.
and the game is about connecting America and the United Cities of America,
Hmm.
why would you bother doing all of that only to then say, you know what would be a cool country to model all of the landscapes? Iceland.
Yeah. Not America,
You know?
certainly.
I mean, especially because America has so many different biomes.
It does.
Mhm.
Like you have like the down south, like you could even go into the Everglades if you want to go all the way to Florida. You have the flat rolling plains of the Midwest. You have the desert.
Mhm.
You have the Rockies. Like you have tons of stuff
That
to play with if you wanted to.
that's what really drove me crazy, which is when you get to like the middle, what should be the Midwest, and it's still going up hills and like they don't th- Hideo, they don't get those there.
And I
They're-
read someone trying to explain, like, oh, there's no forests on the East Coast because the time fall would age the trees. And then I got to a section with
What?
trees. Anyway, It was like you had the ability to make trees, you just didn't. East is all forests, almost exclusively, unless you're in a city.
Hmm. I would think the trees would be larger because they like get the
Get the old
they get
juice.
aged. Yeah. You ever been to the redwoods? Have you ever seen a redwood tree? Those things
I
are
haven't.
gigantic. Those that's like the platonic ideal of a big tree. And that would just be happening all over the place. We should be wandering through redwood trees for the whole game.
That's true. Yeah, because even if the logic was that it's like aged them, it would speed up their growth. So it would
Uh-huh.
just make saplings into full trees that much faster.
There should be
Exactly.
trees erupting under your feet, throwing you everywhere. Because
You should
they
have to dodge the trees as they explode underneath you.
have flowers explode up and then die. Like they have little wildflowers, but never an acorn.
Hmm. Seems like someone didn't think this through.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
almost.
can't believe
Clearly,
a
that's
Hideo
not what
Kojima-
happened. But it's almost like that.
Hmm.
I can't believe that he came up with a few cool ideas, then tried to backfill it. Then when he couldn't, just said, "Ah, fuck it, ship it."
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe in Death Stranding 2, there's exploding
Yeah,
trees.
to cover all this. We're making complaints that are covered in the first 20 minutes of Death Stranding 2.
I mean, just as a critic, right? Like evaluating the game.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to the trouble of setting it in a place and then they completely ignore that place and what it is, and not even like little, like, I've played, for example, playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. If you're swinging around Manhattan in that game, they do a little fudging, right? Like they don't have as many streets as Manhattan actually has. Fine. But like they have the major landmarks, and
Right.
the major landmarks largely look the way they're supposed to. In this game, they said, "This is America. Welcome to Washington D.C." Sorry, capital, not city. It looks nothing like Washington D.C., and the area around it should be a swamp. It should be full of rivers and swamps and a big bay. And they just didn't. They just said no. Instead, what if we didn't at all? Like, is that something that's worth? Like, it bothered me a whole lot. It definitely detracted from my experience of this game to be like, oh man, we're going up to New York, a place I lived most of my life. It looks nothing like it, and you didn't even try to approximate it. I think when you invoke a place and a history, and then you decide that you're going to make up your own stuff and ignore all of that context. Like we just played Norco, right? A game that is very much about a place and its history and its magical realism too. And it uses that history to inform the overall setting and the story that's being told. This is a game that has an idea of America. Hideo Kojima has. Like, I'm taking away from this what Hideo Kojima's idea of America is. Not anything to do with what the country as a place is, or what concepts you could actually pull from America as a place. Is that a fair criticism?
It is. And I also wonder why bother going with America? Like the only moment I can see that was pretty America pilled in a way that bothers me more now than it would have when the game came out is when somebody was like, my father told me about America. America was the great unifier, the country that brought it all together, that everyone could rely on. Now we've fallen and we need to get back up. And I was like, I'm not sure when that was true. Maybe in World War II, but that's a pretty old thing to reference. But like that was the only time when there was anything that like referenced America's history, or at the very least, its vision of its own history. Other than that, America's doing nothing really beyond just being the backdrop for the Bridges logo.
I think I can explain that.
Please do.
This is because Hideo Kojima is let me find the word that ZP used. Westaboo. He is the if you're familiar with weeaboos, which are fans of Japan that are not in Japan and don't know anything about Japan aside from what they see in anime, a Westaboo is a fan of America who is not living in America and only gets their like what is America from like the movies he watched. Let's see. What were his parents were passionate about cinema, especially European films, horror, and westerns. I'm sure he was getting a lot of the like propaganda that was being put
sure.
out. He has a very falsified idea of what America is based on like what it is putting out into the world. This is not a this is not like if this game was made by someone who is living in America. Let's say, I don't know, pick an American game director real quick.
Oh, there's so many that I could name off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
right.
Which one should I
Who's
pick?
who's the guy who did the one with the robots that everyone also hates? hold on.
The robot. You're not talking Ken
Video
Levine.
game. I think I am.
Bioshock Man. Are you talking Bioshock Man? Ken Levine?
No. I'm talking about hold.
Bennett
Well, and
Foddy.
while you're Bennett Foddy, burn this game to the ground.
Hold on, I
While
got
M's
this.
looking that up, let me also point out that you get pretty far into the game before you even see something resembling a gun. And I was like, if this were America, somebody would have thrust one into my hand the second I booted this up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like the Die Hard man, like, hey, yes, you like Die Hard. That was my takeaway from that character's existence. I forget how many other quotes just from action movies happen early on. I know Dead Man says "Game over, man."
Yeah, I caught that one.
When you die, that was another one. There was at least one or
Alright.
two other quotes.
I got it.
Hmm.
When you're ready.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay. I was thinking of Detroit Become Human, which is David Cage production. David Cage is also not American. He is apparently born in France.
Yeah, he's
But-
French.
But I feel like Quantic Dream take on Death Stranding would at least be closer. I don't know if it would be a 1-to-1.
Couldn't be much farther.
Yeah, this is pretty far off, I would say. Let's see.
They might have sent a scouting team to America instead of Iceland,
Here's the thing.
at least.
Yeah, Kojima went to Iceland when he was doing research for this game. Which why? You said it in America. Why did you go to Iceland? No
There's
one
even
can
places
account
in America
for
that
this.
look like Iceland.
Yeah,
Just go to Alaska.
this is. I don't think he knows Alaska exists. We don't go to Alaska. There are Reddit threads that I'm looking at that are 6 years old for one, and many comments that are like, "Why did this look like that?" People just are like, "I think it was the time fall." That
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's a Hideo Kojima game. You need to explain why this decision that's perplexing and detracts from the overall experience was actually intentional.
Kojima's team used drone footage and location scouting from Iceland to design the dramatic
Drone.
landscapes. Black sand beaches, moss-covered lava fields, and misty mountains.
Moss-covered lava field.
I don't know. Also, the soundtrack features an Icelandic band.
Yeah, that was
Lowroar
another
is from
thing.
Iceland.
Like all the moody music, I'm like, why does it sound like this is not what American music sounds like?
You don't want Sigur Rós playing over your American journey? You don't feel like that's
Maybe when you're on the East Coast, there should be hip hop. Maybe when you go to the South, there could be a banjo.
Mhm.
There's a country and it's got a rich history. It's
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of a lot of that history,
Yeah.
but we
me
have it.
neither, but like you chose this.
Yeah.
No one made you.
I mean, speaking of things he chose that nobody made him, I mean, we barely glossed over the bridge babies.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
talk about it. Let's talk about BB.
Sure.
So they are stillborn? Or they're
Yes.
just they're ripped out
Or
of their mothers and then their
Yeah, I don't
mothers are
even know
put
if
on
they're
ice.
born necessarily.
they're like,
I think they're
let's see.
preemies, more or less.
Yeah, I think they're taken out of their mother's wombs early, and then because their mothers are okay, this is another thing we gotta unpack. What do they
So
call them?
Everybody strap in. Like,
Yeah,
this is getting weird.
this is a lot of unpacking for the
Still mother,
packing
right?
game.
Or
They're like, yeah, still mothers or something. Which
But
is
like, there's
a
another layer
choice.
to it too. Is
Yes.
that they connect to their mothers through artificial wombs that through
Mhm.
some sort of sci-fi internet connects
Right.
to their actual mother's wombs in an ICU somewhere.
Who are still being kept alive somewhere. Yes.
they are
Doesn't
sustained
that
in an ICU in capital not city, and their babies have been taken by bridges to be used as bridge babies.
Mhm.
But you
So
have to hook up to yourself through an artificial umbilical
Right.
cord, to an artificial womb that you tote on your chest.
Yes. And they're connected to the beach, which is the land of the dead or whatever, or where you pass through when you die. And because they are like closely connected to death, they
They belong to neither world.
right. Does that all make sense?
Also,
but
one more layer to this too, though.
Okay.
So Porter has to wear one of these things. I feel bad calling them things, but that's what the game calls them. As wears one of these bridge babies on his chest through the whole game, and a key gameplay component is soothing it when it
Right.
gets fussy. But
Yeah.
Porter's such a piece of shit that he just picks up and shakes it whenever he
Yeah,
needs to
shake the
soothe
baby.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's how you soothe the baby. You just
that's how
pick it
you
up and
soothe a
you
child.
kind
Yeah,
of shake it around a little bit, and then
out a little bit.
I will
it
say
stops crying.
on a PS5, it's got the motion control on the controller, so I can soothe it. Depending on how hard I shake, he shakes commensurate.
Oh no.
Okay.
So if you shake gentle, the baby's happy and blows little heart bubbles.
Mhm.
If you shake more aggressively, the baby is not happy and his health goes down.
Wonderful.
Do you remember the is it a Cooking Mama or some version of that had a baby peripheral?
That's yeah. The one of the early Giant Bomb videos that
Yes.
I most watched was babysitting mama, and it's just
Yes.
I'm holding the baby, shaking it violently while babysitting mama goes, no, 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 don't shake the baby.
Please don't shake the baby.
Oh, no, no, don't shake the baby.
I put the GIF in Game of the Week for those who need to see it. It's a classic.
It is a classic. But yeah, the let's start with Pete. Metal Gear Solid 4 had one of what I thought, or 4 and 5 had some of the more reprehensible depictions of women in one of these styles of game. A game that I think, say what you will about the execution of Hideo Kojima's games and the absurdity of the stories that he tells, he's not treated as someone who is thoughtless and crass, generally speaking. Is that fair, Em?
I would say so.
And yet we have Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5, the woman who had to be in a bikini or else she would suffocate to death. And then in Metal Gear Solid 4, we had the Beauty and the Beast Squadron, which was a series of supermodels who had gone insane. And so they are the bosses of the game. When you defeat them, if you defeat them right, you get to have a photo shoot with them where they sexually crawl towards the camera.
Hot.
Okay.
Are those objectifications of women, which are largely sexual, worse than still mothers in this game,
Oh,
where
God.
they literally objectify the women as ways to turn their babies into basically
Right.
sonar?
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm.
It's Pete, you want to go first?
Sexual
Oh,
object or physical tool? Which one is
do I
worse?
do I ever? Um, uh, I guess physical tool, because there's a sort of like religious element to it that feels unsavory into today's time. I mean, it was still unsavory 6 years ago, but it's gotten, Lord help us, worse since then. The only thing I can think, and like if I were narratively justifying this, which I wouldn't want to, it shouldn't be in there, the idea would be that this society is so broken by this Death Stranding. They had to fundamentally reorient an approach to life such that it's really no longer valuable, right? Like society trumps all, continuing the species trumps all, and whatever has to happen before then is justifiable in that sense. But again, like this is a very old idea with very, very awful historical implications. I mean, just pick something else, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
it's again the world's least subtle man playing
Mhm.
with images that are evocative and just
Yeah, oh, he really wanted that artificial umbilical cord. There are umbilical cords all over this game.
Oh yeah. The game about strands makes you think.
there's blood in
Connections
your
between
rope.
people? Hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, there is blood in this rope. I forgot about that.
See, the rope's
Why
like
is
an umbilical cord. It's got your blood in it to save you, to protect you. It's the only thing keeping you alive.
and when you die, you gotta follow strands, and then there's a beach and there's water and all. You're a baby, maybe.
I assume that's like an evolution thing. Like life came from the ocean. Or beach is just, moody and cool.
I think
I think it's both.
it's because it's moody and cool. Like most of the stuff in this game seems like they went backwards from like a concept art, maybe.
You know what it reminds me of? Uh, well, we could circle back around to my thoughts on how
How
Hideo
beach
treats
babies,
women.
beach
Um,
babies work.
do you remember your Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
As much as
Also,
anyone can.
also an auteur that we don't like. uh, there was quite a bit of beach imagery in Kingdom Hearts as well, and I don't think it's the same. Oh, unless it is. Damn, that would be crazy. What if it's the same beach that Riku and Mickey are hanging out on? Uh, that
Oh
no, I'm
man,
not gonna.
it'd
I'm
be
not gonna.
very funny if this was Destiny Island. If it's
Shoulda
every
left
time
him.
he goes back to the beach, he's like, I need to get
Let's
away
see.
from Mickey, go back to a
Should have left
Kingdom
normal life.
Riku's
Hearts
ass there.
beach. I don't think it's
Man.
Destiny Islands. It's another Dark Meridian, some mysterious place in Kingdom Hearts. It is.
And
It's just a fucking beach.
we're having enough trouble just dealing with Death Stranding. We can't bring Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts into this too. We'll have an aneurysm.
Yeah.
What if Death Stranding is just a? What if Death Stranding is in the next Kingdom Hearts?
Man, that'd be funny.
No.
That'd be funny.
Um,
No,
in the game, we've got the
Mhm.
still mothers, we've
Right.
got Mama,
Yeah.
we've got your mom, the president, and we've
Mhm.
got your sister. Are those all the women?
Is that your
Um,
sister? Is Emily your sister?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
At least she says she is.
She says she is at the beginning of the game.
Mhm.
That's good.
So-
I was worried. I must have missed that, and I got worried this was going to be a romantic thing. And then
Mhm.
there was like a lot of scenes where she's hanging out with you as a child. I was like, I hope that's not what happens.
Mm.
You posted in the Discord some takes on Kojima
Yeah.
and women.
Yeah. So I was listening to Side Story, the Friends of the Table video game podcast, and they also touched on this. There's a quote from Austin Walker. I have it in front of me. I kind of feel like Hideo Kojima loves women's bodies and loves men's bodies, but only loves men. He's interested in women conceptually. I'm sure he loves the women in his life. I guess I'm not sure. I don't want to say he's a raving misogynist who hurts people or something like that. But when I think about the stories he tells, they come with a sort of women are written like timefall, and not like people, if that makes sense. They're written about like concepts in these stories in big categorical schematic ways. And then Jack DeKeat comes in and says, women are kind of sort of like, what if you had a machine that fired cargo? Austin says, exactly, yes. And some of that is still interesting. The first game is about parenthood. Motherhood is a type of parenthood. There should be stories about motherhood in that game. And there are. Her name is Mama. Jack says they're like wildly uncomfortable. Austin continues, she has a ghost baby, and it's so important to him to let you know that she still lactates, even though she has a weird ghost baby.
It is. It is.
Then we're re-entering this like bodies are weird and are being put under stress. And Austin finishes with, he's a master of his own eroticism. I really think he is. And then they get off track onto something else. And then there's another quote, also starting from Austin. I think it was Keith Carberry on a Metal Gear Let's Play that said Kojima was the smartest dumb guy ever. This is someone who seems to understand that nations have used their power in ways that shape the world, in ways that are inegalitarian and bad for people, but often can't take whatever the next step from that is, and pulls up short from any diagnosis or cause other than there are bad people there. Sometimes as causes, sometimes confuses methods for causes. MGS5 is all about language eventually, and Big talks about how English has dominance as a language and has a cultural imperialist element to it, and then it falls away into the science fictionality of how he builds his stories. And I would believe that it's going somewhere big, but I would also believe that it swerves off the road at some point, and not only swerves off the road and hits you with something surprising and different, but just like drops a big part of whatever the big metaphor that he was producing.
That's
And
usually
someone
how
el-
it goes with him. Is like
Oh yeah, yes,
he goes way off the rails. He writes big checks that he can't cash, and then he backfills it with a cutscene that's super long and doesn't make a lot of sense.
yeah. And someone else says, well, this is a little like how he writes women and also how he writes sex and sexuality. And then he kind of does glance towards an interesting idea and then will regularly go ricocheting off into some either outright fetishization or into some really troubling assumptions that he's made, either about how the world works, about how women work, about how sex works. And those are my quotes. And sure does do that all the time in every game he's done. Especially in this one. This is where he's making a lot of assumptions about how America works. But also, you can't avoid how he's treating women in these games as like the tools you have at your disposal. It's like you got your like gun that ties people up. You got your legs that make you better at carrying things, and also you got a baby and it's connected to a woman somewhere and you don't know that woman's name, and it's performing a valuable service for your delivery.
Oh, not for nothing either. I mean,
Delivery.
I haven't,
Babies are delivered.
I didn't finish the game yet, but at the point I'm at, you've carried 2 live people so far. Both women. Never carry any dudes.
Are they alive?
2 of them are.
Oh, you
Oh.
carry your mom's corpse once.
Yeah, you carry. There's like that dead dude at the very beginning. You're not really carrying him.
Yeah, and then you carry your mom's corpse.
Yep.
And 2 live women.
So like, Kojima just loves evoking concepts that just does not intend to treat with respect. And I don't know if it reminds me very much of there was a quote, I can't remember whose quote it was. It was a post. It went something along the lines of, when people said Elon Musk was a genius about space, I didn't know about space, so I took their word for it. And when they said he was a genius about cars, I don't know anything about making cars, so I took their word for it. But now he's talking about software, something I know a lot about, and what he's saying is gibberish. And so I'm starting to question whether he knows anything about cars or about space. That's Hideo Kojima in America. Like, and when you've decided to set it a place in a place I know very well and a culture that I've lived in my whole life, and you're like, I have big ideas about America, and it just doesn't match at all. It's like barely even tangential, or he has got ideas about the internet, his chiral 3D printing. This game is about like you're walking around to reconnect people's internet connections, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Got it.
You gotta connect people. You gotta connect people by chiral networking them.
Yeah, but the chiral network is just the internet, but also
Yep.
you get 3D printers, right? That's the extent of it.
Yes. And like vague, like some sort of transporting nonsense. But yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So like it's trying to make something quite grandiose or make it sound quite grandiose. But I know enough about each of these constituent parts to know this is gibberish.
The other one that got me, I already mentioned the guns thing. But to set a game about the like transition between life and death and the afterlife, all that stuff in America, not once mention religion is again wild to me. Like, you don't have to make a game about religion. But like the evangelicals would have a lot to say about the Death Stranding if it happened.
There would be mega churches that still are above ground that we would be passing by
everywhere.
We got to talk about the mules, but I think instead of the mules, we would just have like roving bands of like evangelicals that are trying to kill you because they don't want the internet come back. Yeah, exactly.
Like where's the Doom cult? I guess the bad guy. I guess underground kind of is that, but we don't know his motivations yet.
Yep.
Also, the mules. Yeah, I don't want to step on your mules point, but I would love to talk
go
about
for
the
it.
mules.
Yes,
Let's talk about the mules. What happens to Amazon workers in this future?
They're addicted to deliveries. Like the high they get from delivering packages is so great that they'll murder anyone they find so they can steal the package and deliver it themselves.
They want that package so bad. The package high is real.
That's the phrase they use. Package high or delivery high. I forget what it is. Verbatim. They say that.
This is Die Hardman is usually talking in your ear about them, and he's like, they're just looking for their next hit of delivering packages. Here's where I I just thought of another thing I want to talk about, completely unrelated. Here's where I like. Okay, the mules are like
another acronym. I don't think they explain, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what it stands for. They're like if you were to say, I want to design a game about delivering packages. What can I use as a like the next step of delivering package game? And then I keep thinking about delivering packages so hard that eventually everything aligns with delivering packages, he has blinders on. He cannot see anything else. He just sees, how do I make the delivery mission into the core component of the game? And that's how you get like, what if there are guys that just want to beat the shit out of you and take your packages, and they are only driven by packages? It's like that myopic, like, cannot think about anything outside of the core component. And for a game like this, all the things that we were talking about are like, if you just thought a little bit more about it, maybe you would come to like, I don't know, the Doomsday Cult. Maybe there are like people out there who are, you know, looking to bring about the end of the world. Like, these are not
The terrorists that
the
you
terrorists.
also there are three groups of
terrorists.
people in this game, Em.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
the bridges who are good.
Uh-huh. Yes.
They're
They
building
want to
bridges.
build bridges.
I guess there's Fragile Express. They are other delivery people who you don't really interact with,
Mhm.
other than Fragile herself.
Mhm.
There's the mules who are sicko delivery people who, man, when they try to explain like, oh, well, you see, we had drones and that put delivery people out of work, so the government made a make work program forcing people
Mhm.
back into the delivery business because that's the job that we need to give we need to make sure still exists. And so these people, there was one that was like, these mules, they're the kids of porters.
Yeah.
They don't even
They're
know.
the sons of delivery, man.
Yeah.
And then there's the
It's-
terrorists.
Yeah. What there's so much in Act 3, or not Act 3, I guess. Episode 3. Fragile is talking about like there are terrorists out there, and someone says like there is a city of terrorists somewhere out there in the world. And at that point I was like, I don't think Hideo Kojima knows what a terrorist is. Like, terrorists are not, you don't get a city of terrorists, I don't think. You have to do something really really bad to, like, let's say the Middle East, to make a city of terrorists. Um
Don't really like
and that
aggregate. That's not what
yeah,
terrorists
yeah,
really do much.
exactly. Yeah, I think this is one of the other things that is like Hideo Kojima is drinking the American Kool-Aid, and America says that anyone who doesn't like America is a terrorist. And if you are at all opposed to the idea of
United
the
Cities of America.
the UCA, that must mean you want it to die, and you're going to commit terrorism against it, which seems like you could think about that a little bit harder.
It's
To
real
put it
George W.
lightly.
Bush era.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
stuff.
This game
Mules-
is very post 9/11, like that jingoism.
What if a BT touching any human anywhere was like 29/11s? Is what this game
Wow.
asks all the time.
The mules get me for two reasons though. One is that later on they just give up this pretense, and Die Hard tells you, "Oh, you know how they were addicted to packages? They're just addicted to drugs now." Mules just start wrecking things, I assume. The other thing is, this is a situation that would have made way more sense with no explanation at all. You don't have to explain the mules. They're just roving bandits who need supplies. You have supplies. They take them. Stops there.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't need this weird cargo
It's-
cult package mythos.
It's very easy to just be like, the world is destroyed, and now some people are out there and they are just hunting down porters because they have things.
Yeah, they're bandits.
Right.
Full stop.
Yeah. Easy. One, you know, you know how like you could do all this mental gymnastics, and like there's another that's just like you walk across the thing and it's nice and easy, and you just do like the goal at the end of it.
That image of two stick figures, one just walking and the other
Right.
one like cartwheeling and flying. And
Yep. I'm gonna post that too. Mental gymnastics meme. Here you go.
That's
All
how
right, get
Hideo
ready.
Kojima writes. Is like he starts with one weird idea and then has to backfill
Yes.
it with 70 different explanations to explain why he's not actually making up nonsense.
Hmm. I put it in Game of the Week also, if you want to see that, Pete.
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
it's
what we're doing here. We're
Give it
doing
a
the
laugh.
bottom one. It's doing a whole lot of work that didn't need to be done for, like, I don't think any return.
no.
None, absolutely none. I haven't
Says
met the
nothing.
mule leader yet. I don't think it pays off.
But like
Yeah.
again, you're invoking like delivery people, right? Amazon is one of the largest companies on earth. It employs tons of delivery people. The way that you are paid in this game is likes.
Yeah.
So there's like a
Yeah.
social
Oh,
media
yeah.
I
element
didn't
here.
even get to that yet.
They just want to, these people are doing deliveries for the likes. They're doing it for the clout instead of the love of the package delivery.
They just want that sick. What is it? What are they getting out of the likes? Oxytocin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You just want that next hit of getting a like on something. To be fair, you guys posting that little emoji in Game of the Week on my image did give me that little oxytocin. So thank you for that.
We're all mules at heart, I guess. That's what he was trying to tell us all
Oh,
along.
damn.
Again,
This
like
game's 10 out of 10.
Sheeple.
we're invoking a profession that is growing in size currently. Are you saying anything about that? No, not really. No,
No.
like delivery, it being thankless. Not actually, that is not how this game treats it. Everyone, whenever you show up, Sam Porter Bridges, with a package, people are like, "You're the legendary Sam Porter Bridges. Thank you so much, sir. Your contributions carrying this box."
That's a that irked me as well. And this is a long and illustrious history in science fiction. Like science fiction loves to pose delivering as like a very sort of prestigious, exciting, fun job. Like I think in science fiction writers' minds, once you devolve society enough, delivering becomes smuggling. And we all get to be Han Solo. But really, I mean, you deliver a pizza at one point, a literal pizza. Die Hard Man tells you, yeah, don't flip it over, you'll ruin the pizza. And you get there like you're Balto running the medicine through the Alaskan wilderness.
Yeah. I do like the idea that even in the far-flung, distant future, there's people who are just making Uber Eats orders
Yeah.
and sending this man through BT country. Like they are risking a void out, which is anytime a BT touches a person, it basically
20
nukes
nuclear bombs go
go
off.
off,
Just
and
like
we're
levels
risking
entire
that for a
cities.
pizza.
Hmm. What would you do for a pizza? If it's a good
Very
pizza,
little. I mean,
I don't know. Depends on what kind of pizza it is, I guess. If it's a New York pizza, if it's this New Haven pizza I'm getting now, no, I wouldn't.
it's Altoona style. I hope there's a void out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the only way to get rid of Altoona, I think. The place.
Gross.
Like there is timefall stuff. Could we just? I mean, obviously, we don't need to go over how almost everything in this game is gibberish from like a storytelling perspective. But the idea that you're walking through rivers of water, that's cool and fine. But the second the rain falls from the sky, you're screwed.
Oh yeah, it just ages you instantly. Like, where does it go?
As soon as it touches, let's see, where does it say it? Once timefall
Inorganic matter.
interacts with something inorganic, it becomes water. Why does it do that? I don't know. How
What
long
happens
does
if
it
it just lands
last
in
for?
water?
It touches something inorganic, it becomes water.
We're mostly water.
I don't know, man.
What about the
No, I
clouds?
know.
I just work here. The
Or
clouds.
the air that it's hitting constantly as it goes down.
Whoa.
That
Air doesn't
make
count.
any sense.
Air
And-
never counts in these situations. If we count air, it's a whole can of worms.
We should also probably touch on chirality, chiral crystals.
Sure.
It's the nano machines of Death
Yeah, it's
Stranding.
midichlorians. I mean,
So Corellium is a material that is growing out of the ground in these hand crystal shapes. Why does it come out as a hand shape? I don't know.
this is
evocative.
rad. This is
Yeah, because it's
boss.
cool, because it's sick. You break those down, and that's what fuels the chiral printers. It's also how the chiral network works somehow.
Can we make this any clearer for you? My God, did you play the game at all?
Do you know what a chiral knot is? Chiral
internet server.
knots is a I don't know. I looked at the Wikipedia page. It was a complicated math thing. I did not read it.
But
But
it is functionally the nanomachines. What nanomachines are to Metal Gear Solid, it is to Death Stranding. Like if Hideo Kojima needs a thing to happen and it doesn't make a lot of sense, it was chiral crystals in this one.
Mhm.
In Metal Gear Solid, it was always nanomachines. Why is
Yeah,
Vamp a vampire? Well, he's immortal because the nanomachines fix his body whenever he's damaged, and he's not sucking blood. He's sucking the nanomachines that are in the blood. You see,
so
Ah.
why is there time travel all of a sudden? Chiral storms. Got these big
Mm.
winds of chiral rolling around. You'd go back in time.
It's worth mentioning he's not called Vamp because he's a vampire. He's called Vamp because he's bisexual. Anyway,
Is that canon? Is that an accurate
he is a
thing you
vampire
told me?
also.
he is also a vampire. That's unrelated. He was called that before he was a vampire. Um, what's the Cupid?
I mean, it's
Oh,
You're,
it's a hunk of metal. It's like big chunks of chiral, right?
dog
so my
tags.
Yeah, they look like dog tags. They're kind of like
Float.
rectangular metal things. My glossary here says a necklace made up of physics equations containing
What?
containing all the necessary protocols to integrate a settlement into the chiral network.
It's more. I'm more confused now than I was before. I thought they were just big hunks of chiral.
Yeah,
I
they're
just
just
hoped that
weird
they were USB
magnets.
sticks. I just
Yeah,
thought they were floating USB sticks.
yeah.
That's good enough.
I don't know. I just don't know. I have nothing more to
Add on that
question.
subject.
Yes.
Yeah, Cupid. It's Cupid making because you're connecting people. Get it?
Mm.
Connecting people, knots.
And why are all the ooze monsters like sharks and dolphins and big fish?
Because they
Why are
live
the
on the
PTs that?
beach.
Oh, that makes sense. Because they're beached things, and whales
They're
sometimes beach themselves.
yes. There's like things that wash up on the beach, and whenever they show up, fish are like
And like
spawned.
crabs and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, there's like floating crabs coming out of the ground and things. You just listen to the
It looks
themes.
cool.
Yeah.
it does.
It,
Yeah, no one's saying this game doesn't look cool, except when it's just shots of Iceland for 4,000 miles of the U.S. countryside.
So the thing that really my big takeaway through this part, because like story wise, I don't even know how to like unpack the plot such that there is plot. You're moving packages around, you're moving from east to west,
it's
and
very
sometimes people
simple.
talk at you.
You're laying
Yeah.
Ethernet cable. Pretty much all
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah, it's
You're-
Kojima. Like true to Kojima form, the game starts with 2 hours of cutscenes saying a lot of things but making very little sense. And then it just keeps going like that. And the more they talk to me, the less I feel like
yeah.
I want to understand. I feel
I,
like my
I
surface understanding of these characters and their names got me there. And now it's just backfilling. Well, he's dead man. Is it because he's dead or because he works with the dead? Probably both. Because it's Kojima. He's vamp because he's a vampire and he's bisexual.
here's the thing. The less this game talks to me, the more I like it. But it insists on talking to me.
It does.
When I'm like just doing the thing and I'm wandering the countryside and I can put my music on. Uh, Also, the fact that this game sometimes plays music, but very rarely is wild because this is a game that is made for like just just wandering around listening to your playlist. Um, it, this should have um,
Or
like a
Like,
curated
radio
playlist.
thing. Right, exactly.
yeah, like if they put
Like,
the radio from like GTA in,
yes,
like
exactly. That's what I'm
it'd be
saying.
great. Or
Yeah,
Fallout even.
right. Like, pick what the music is, and I will listen to it. But wandering around with no music backing is wild because most of the time I'm just hanging out. I'm chilling. I'm doing my little little wandering around to deliver stuff, and I don't mind that. But then the game is like, all right, it's time to talk about
Irelium.
it's time to talk about Chiralium. It's time to talk about how the the fucking just all the nonsense. I was gonna pull something out, but I was like, making a connection makes my head hurt.
One of my big takeaways for this game was, you remember those houses that we've seen pictures of on the Discord, and we've talked about on the show.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where like it's a house with tile floors and a bathtub in the living and a swimming pool in the living room,
Stripper pole in the middle of it for no reason.
Yeah.
stripper pole in the middle, and all those things. This game feels to me like looking at one of those houses and being like, man, the craftsmen and the trades that worked on this house knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And that being your big takeaway. Like, yeah, there's a stripper pole, but look at the caulking around the stripper pole. They did such a
Look how
good job.
secure it is.
Like the graphics of this game, exceptional. For as much as it doesn't look like America, it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the little animations that Sam Porter Bridges does when he's like tripping, or the pratfalls are legitimately quite funny. The attention to detail on Norman Reedus's motion capture when he's in his room drinking his Monster Energy.
Yeah.
He houses those things.
Monster Energy sponsorship. And the ad for Norman Reedus's AMC show, whenever you take a shit.
Yeah, that isn't on anymore.
Yes, that is not on television anymore. Is some of the most off-putting stuff for if this game is trying to do anything serious. The fact that it's got aggressive product placement in it is one of the most off-putting things I've ever seen in a game trying to be serious artistically.
They did take out the Monster sponsorship. They now are a Bridges brand energy drink in the director's cut.
It's
so you must be
just as
playing
off-putting.
Regular.
Let me attest to the close-ups on these giant cans of energy drink are still just as annoying.
Yeah.
But this is a game where I feel the design, much like those houses, is the work of a lunatic in some ways. They are ill-considered. Why is the stripper pole near the tub? Why is the floor tile? This is a recipe for disaster. This seems poorly considered. But damn, they laid the tile straight. The floor is so level. The molding on these walls is exceptional. And it just makes me feel like, man, what if we just gave this budget to literally almost anyone else? Why does Kojima get to keep doing this?
Here's the
Give him a
reason.
blank check.
Well, they didn't, because this is the first game made by Kojima Productions when he broke off and did his own thing.
Sony contracted with Kojima Productions. This was an exclusive.
Well, he had the name.
He does.
Kojima made them probably $1 billion from Metal Gear, and they were like, you know what, we'll bankroll whatever weird shit you want to come out with next. And in the marketing for this, they didn't know what to do with it, because they were like, yeah, it's there's monsters, I guess. They were like, you know what, you make your own, just make a thing and we'll show it at the E3 when that was still going on. And they did, and it made no sense, but everyone's like, Kojima though, compels me.
Got to make a second one.
And you got to make, this also made a lot of money. I don't know how much money. Hold on.
Too much. I'd say that much right now.
Stranding.
Am I right too? I'll be honest, I was sort of half paying attention to this element of the game. Is there sort of a Dark Souls thing going on here where people can leave little notes and signs for you, and you can pick up their packages.
And you can see their infrastructure too. So if they
Mhm.
leave, bridges or stuff, so you're building a community with, other players of Death Stranding.
Like the whole thing
And
in the
here,
entire game is like you're a one-man army. Every single person you talk to says, "Man, Porter, you're the only person out here doing all this by yourself."
At one point in the game, someone said, "I'm sure you've heard of the concept of the multiverse," and I went, "Oh fuck."
oh no, don't do this. Death Stranding has surpassed 20 million copies sold as of March 2025.
I mean, we presumably bought some of those, so you can blame
Yeah.
us, I guess.
Keeps getting away with it. He's just.
I got mine
getting
for
away
like
with it.
$4, so it's
I broke
not
into
as bad as
Kojima's
buying
house
it.
and I stole the originals.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I have PS Plus, so I didn't pay anything for this extra.
Mhm.
All right, I think you're gonna have to pay us. You're gonna have to get in on the Patreon, patreon.com/deep listens if you want to. Oh, buddy, come here. Sorry, Zep, come here.
That boy
It's like-
woofing.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
It's a big dog. Okay, he's better now. You're gonna have to patreon.com/deep listens. You're gonna have to get us to 60 subs if you want us to finish this game and try to summarize the story when we know all of it.
Get us to like 100. We'll do the sequel too.
Yeah. Ugh, don't. Oh man. But it's my turn to pick again,
Okay.
and I want to build bridges. I want to
Mm-hmm.
bring us
Sure.
together as a
Sure.
podcast. I feel like
Sure.
these were a trying few weeks.
This was
This was difficult. We played this game. We liked it to varying degrees. And I feel like we need to come together, as a Deep Listens family.
Mhm.
And so I want to play Peak. I want to climb a mountain with you.
oh no. Yeah, okay.
No?
Peak has been one of the games that people on the Discord have been playing quite a bit.
They have.
They're playing it right now, I think. Oh no,
I think
they
they
stopped.
are. And we should get on that mountain.
Peak is about climbing a mountain.
Yep.
Ooh, and oh no, it's not on sale. That's an old headline.
And it's cooperative.
It is on sale. Nice.
It's a cooperative climbing game.
Are we gonna cooperative?
And we should co-op. We should trust fall together. Or trust climb.
I'm gonna play this idle desktop thing that is also called Peak.
But that's not it.
Yeah,
The cooperative climbing one, that's the one we want.
I know what I want. I already have it.
Excellent. All right, so next time we will play Peak. Thank you, Pete.
Yeah, I think one of our odder games, but maybe one of our better conversations.
Thank you, M.
Thank you, and I'm sorry I did that to you. I'll think harder before I pick a game next time.
That's fine. We're good. We all learned something, and we might have
know,
to
I
play
picked-
more of it.
I picked
Mm.
Prison Architect, so you still don't have to apologize for anything.
So we're gonna play the fun little zeitgeisty game next, and I was thinking of picking Legend of Zelda, what's the Switch one?
Oh, the
Breath of
new one or
Wild
the
the
older
second
one?
Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild. I was thinking of picking Breath of the Wild. Like, what if it was an open world designed by professionals? But I think Peak. This will be light. It'll be breezy. I'm sure we won't yell at each other while we're trying to climb a mountain.
Let's play a fun game for once, as opposed to a torturous one.
I don't think this will be torturous. I think this will be fun.
Yeah.
Climb a mountain together. We're gonna get over this. Bennett Foddy's getting over this. Reminder: you can get in touch with the show. Deep Listens Podcast dot Blue Sky Social dot Blue Sky dot social at Deep Listens Podcast on Blue Sky.
This is why I'm saying we just got to get the Libsyn as
we
our
do.
handle.
Deeplistens.libsyn.com. That's our the place where you can download the show, and we have comment sections there, and deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. You can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. Till next time, peace.